Today we are going to share the list of top 10 short Turkish drama series limited to only 7 episodes. Son Nefesimi Kader. Mihri is a grieving mother who lost her daughter after a great disaster years ago. Due to a radical decision she took after this loss, her family broke up. She was abandoned by his son and husband, and she was left alone. However, Mihri didn't give up. She hugged his grandson, who was the only memory of her daughter, and started to live a simple, small life at peace with what life brought her, until she hears that Ijdar, who is responsible for her daughter's death and a crime machine, is out of prison. Mihri goes crazy when she hears that Ijdar has been released. Now her only thought is to catch him, put him behind bars again, establish justice and prevent the disaster that befell her own daughter from happening to another innocent. Mihri trusts her intuition and follows him. As soon as Ijdar actually gets out of prison, he gets involved in a horrific crime and harms another young girl. Mihri puts forth her profession, even her life, to prevent him, to stop him. After a long struggle, she finally catches him and puts him in jail. However, there is another bond that connects Ijdar and Mihri and cannot be broken forever. This is Little Hope. While Mihri is trying to collect the pieces of a family that has fallen apart, she also enters into a great struggle not to lose her grandchild. Seret Sozu. The story of a heroic man, a childhood dream that has moved from the past to the past. Difficult geographies, difficult lives, roots, those who burn themselves and their surroundings, love of children, impossible love, those who have survived the brink of death, an island tale and an honorable one. Adabeli family lives on the island they have within the framework of their own rules. Sihan, the sole owner of a great fortune and land, is representative of an ancestor order. Suddenly, a phone call comes to Adabeli Island and Sihan's whole life changes, with the time to keep his promise of honor to a man who saved his life in the past. It's Isra. Isra has only one hope, Sihan. With the arrival of Isra as Sihan's wife in Adabeli Manor, the arrival of Isra on Adabeli Island and the secrets of the past will be revealed, and a large fire for the future will be fired. Seret Sozu will cause the destruction of everything left behind and the birth of an epic love that will be tested with great pain. Bir Umut Yeter. One hope is enough. Yilmaz, who is retired from military service, will soon realize that he was wrong when he chose the lighthouse on an unemployed island of Koizegiz as his shelter. But he thinks he has started a new and lonely life. Yilmaz, who doesn't have much expectation from life, is so impressed by the joy of life of Elif, whom he met in Koizegiz, that in a short time, with the Isra of Elif, the two young people decide to marry. Over time, even though the miscarriages Elif gave up on her marriages shaken their marriage, their lives will be turned upside down when a newly born baby enters in a miraculous way at an unexpected time. While Elif sees the baby as a gift sent by God, Yilmaz knows that it is wrong. With the press of Elif's baby as Bagrina's son, the guilty conscience that will last for years has started. Aziz. Aziz is a story of love and revenge. Malik loses her family due to mafia family Alpanlar. She discloses her identity and changes her name as Azize. She leaves her past behind and starts a new life to protect her brother. However, years later, after her parents passes away, Alpanlar family now takes her brother away. At that time, Malik vows to get her revenge from this family. While pursuing her plan, she unexpectedly meets with a new obstacle, love. Kartal, the young, brave and smarty son of Alpanlar family, falls in love with Azize. Sevmak Zamani. One day Halil falls in love with a painting of a woman he sees hanging on the wall of a mansion where he goes to work. For a long time, who frequently visited the house to look at the painting, fell in love with the image of this beautiful woman in an inexplicable way. Again in one of these visits, the woman whose photograph he saw, Meral, suddenly appears. Meral, who learns that she is in love with Halil's image, is greatly affected by this situation. Thinking that something will happen between them, that Halil is a very special man. However, Halil fell in love only with Meral's painting, not with himself. Gulum Se Kaderine. Smile at your destiny. In the series Gulum Se Kaderine, Eda and Yaren are two young girls who grew up in an orphanage in Bursa and try to console their loneliness by accepting each other as siblings. Yaren wants to become a doctor by taking the university exam and winning the medical school. Eda, on the other hand, dropped out of high school and thinks that she will not get anywhere by studying. While both of them want to establish their own lives since they are 18 years old, the fate of the two girls will change tragically after a house party. While Yaren embarks on a journey towards the secret of her past, Ada begins to turn all crises into opportunities on this journey. She realizes that life owes them. She is thinking, and if this debt is not paid with good fortune, Ada is determined to make a collection out of the blue. Ah Narede. The three sons of Hakim and Seniha, one of the prominent families of Bursa, were sent to Istanbul for university education and to live a life they didn't expect. Their middle son Murat is a coupon addict who bets everything in life when he should have studied law. Their young son Omar, whom they thought was studying engineering, became a musician working in bars. Their eldest son Ferit left the medical school to his family and turned into an incorrigible womanizer with his father's money. Ferit, whose whole life is women, spends his days flirting and having fun like a spoiled child, and with all the attention he gets in return, he never settles for just one. He fools around with 3 different girls in different lanes and manages all of them skillfully until he meets Zehra. When Bursak, Nihal and Sera realize that they have been deceived, they come together and plan a revenge plan. They will break Ferit's heart just as Ferit broke their heart. The architect of this plan is Zehra, who lives with her mother, Perihan, her brother Ali, her cousin Huriye and niece Duygu. Zehra, who doesn't trust man, advises young women to take revenge on the man who did this to them instead of eating each other. However, there is something she doesn't know. She will lead the revenge plot against the flirtatious Ferit. Things get complicated when Ferit's family in Bursa finds out that their children aren't studying. Yuze, broken wings, 2 wounded angels. Sehliya and Sihangir, a crust that cannot break apart from and a guilty world. Life will bring them together while Sihangir and Sehliya stand on the opposite poles of this world. Sehliya is in pursuit of a fierce gang. Sihangir is the leader of that gang. Both of them are in the same neighborhood, under their noses, collecting clues and looking at each other, but unaware of each other. These two people who have escaped from love have become enemies to each other but are unaware. Farhat and Sirin. Farhat, an ordinary carpenter who does woodwork, stretches into a world of love, richness and darkness at a time he never expected. Stepping from the small workshop to the historical shops of the Grand Bazaar, Farhat's path leads to the Karali Pavilion. The walls of the Karali Pavilion, where life dragged him, are the witnesses of his past in which Farhat traces. Iye gunde, kotu gunde, good day, bad day. Leila is a girl who is dedicated to the organization of events, especially weddings. She also had a dream of a wedding in the past, but it happened that her fiancé Soap, at the last minute, felt insecure and afraid and left her wedding at the wedding table. Leila suffered from this situation, and to move forward, she concentrated on her work, devoting all her time and energy to it. One day, some very wealthy clients, parents of a wedding bride who want to hire her for the organization, fall into her business. For Leila, this is a great opportunity to make money and become known among wealthy clients. She works hard to do a great job. When the wedding day arrives, she is at the party and then she meets Melissa, the bride, and at one point the groom appears, who is none other than Serp, the one who stood Leila up. The young woman can't get over her surprise and also the anger that the situation arouses in her. She cannot hide her emotions and everything takes a funny and comical turn.